Halloween tonight, and that's always a time for things to get a little spooky.
We're talking ghosts. One place known for a good ghost story, Old Town Pocatello. So we sent Local News 8's Chris Cole on the haunted history tour of Old Town.
He joins us live now. Chris, what is it about Old Town Pocatello that always brings out the spooky stories?
Well, Jane Carroll, there's a lot of history here, and with that history come the stories of the people that lived here and died here. So for some people it is just looking at the history, but for others it's looking at life beyond the grave. Deep in the bowels of the Hotel Yellowstone, sorry, deep in the bowels of the Hotel Yellowstone, you may hear footsteps on the floor above, but no one else is in the building. During my tour of the building, one woman took pictures with her phone and saw a face.
A lot of people are scared of it.
But the question remains, are there really spirits there, or do you just see and hear what you want? Bring in John Bryan, a founder of SPIRO-Paranormal, or the Scientific Paranormal Investigative Research Organization. He says they focus on spirits and strange happenings.
We have video of things being moved on their own, moving by themselves. So I know that it happens.
And he says it's not about whether you believe him, it's about your own experiences. I just finished up the haunted history tour here in Old Town Pocatello, and the cold chills I felt tonight were only from the cold evening air.
I think that there are people that are just more sensitive to it. I think that most people in their lives will have an experience. It's just up to them if they're going to recognize it or not, or accept it or not.
But are these experiences also good for business in Old Town? One woman who had an experience was definitely a critic. Old Town Pocatello's director, Stephanie Palagi.
It was the upper level of the Amerigo office building, and I was standing with my tour group in front of me, and I was at the top of the staircase, and there was nothing behind me, but there was someone talking to me behind me. So it was just strange enough that it just didn't feel right.
Others on the tours have experienced even more strange things, but Palagi says more people come back every year for more experiences. They sold 1,000 tickets this year. Palagi says everyone has their own reasons for being on the tour.
I think people, whether they like paranormal or they like the history, we've been able to give them a really enjoyable evening in Old Town Pocatello.
And John Bryan and Spiro all say they don't intend on making believers out of everybody.
It's something that happens. There's people all over the country that have their eye on Pocatello, and we just want to bring attention to it and say, hey, this is who we are and we're proud of that.
And for those looking forward to next year,
there's actually a very historic building that's just outside of Old Town, and we're hoping to bring some of our tours, or a portion of our tour, to that building along with its surrounding grounds. And that's all I'm going to say.
Now, for the business aspect of this, Palagi says that the walking tours are really helpful to bring in people into Old Town and help them find things they didn't know were here. But as for the paranormal side, the Hotel Yellowstone is actually going to be home to some high-end condominiums here really soon. And so the people there may have to be on the lookout for things they didn't know about. Sorry about that. Live in Pocatello, I'm Chris Cole.
All right, Chris, having some fun on this Halloween evening. This year was the 5th year of the Haunted History Tours. They feature different buildings each year, but a building that's been featured several times is actually Pocatello High School, Carol.
That's right.